These three-point snipers came long before Steph Curry was splashing threes from the logo. It's crazy because they didn't get as many attempts, had no green light, yet they were draining more threes than anyone in the league at the time. These men walked so Curry could run. They were the league's Curry before Curry.
But could they hack today's NBA?
He played just 4 seasons before tragically passing away. Drazen Petrovic was an elite sharpshooter from Europe. Born from Yugoslavia, Petrovic entered the NBA highly rated, having won gold medals at the European and World Championships, and a silver medal at the 1988 Olympics. However, his hype reached new levels after he showcased his elite scoring prowess in the NBA, specifically from downtown. Petrovic didn't just shoot threes, he was launching impossible missiles. Off the dribble, off a screen, sideways, upside down, with one leg and even in a different time zone. It didn't matter. As long as he saw daylight, the shot was already gone, and most likely, it dropped straight into the net. Petrovic's most productive streak came in the 1992-93 season, where he averaged 22 points per game on 52% shooting from the field and 45% from 3. And there was no doubt he could have carried on that form for many more seasons. But after 4 seasons played and on the 7th of June 1993, tragedy struck. Petrovic sadly passed away in a car crash in Germany at the age of 28. The league lost a legend. Fans lost a favorite, but the heavens gained an angel. One who knew how to find the net from anywhere on the court, and whose exploits continue to impact the game till this day. In 2002, he was inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame. Abdul Rauf was born Chris Wayne Jackson, and he started his career bearing the classic All-American name. But somewhere along the line, he embraced new ideologies that ultimately prompted a change of name. Well, before I tell you how all that unfolded, let me tell you exactly why Abdul Rauf found himself on this list. Having endured a difficult childhood where he sometimes struggled to get proper nutrition and overcoming a neurological disorder that forced him to miss 4th grade, Abdul Rauf joined the Gulfport High School basketball team. And he was an instant hit. When he wasn't scoring crazy points in competitive games, he was dazzling coaches and teammates with insane performances in practice, like the time he shot and made 283 consecutive free throws. No cap, this dude scored 283 straight free throws. But somehow, his greatness never really hit home until his college days with LSU. In just his 3rd game for the team, he tallied 48 points against Louisiana Tech. And he followed that up with 53 points against Florida and a breathtaking performance against Ole Miss where he notched 55 points, including a then career-high 10 three-pointers. After 2 productive years with the Tigers, Abdul Rauf declared for the NBA. And sure enough, he carried on that stellar form into the league.
In the 1990 NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Chris Jackson from LSU.
Abdul Rauf had a decent rookie season, averaging 14 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. Over the next few seasons, he became even better, establishing himself as one of the most effective scorers in the league. But it wasn't just about the large haul of points he scored. It was the way he played the game. At the time, most prolific shooters usually popped off screens to catch and shoot the ball from downtown, and sometimes they'd stand and wait patiently to receive a pass before shooting the long ball. But Abdul Rauf was a different breed. He had the dribbling abilities of Allen Iverson and could create his own shot like Reggie Miller. This made him special because before then, the NBA hadn't really seen such a rare and elite combination of skills in one player. But if he was that good, why then is he not mentioned among the greats or included in the Hall of Fame? Well, you see, Abdul Rauf was a strong character. In addition, his conversion to Islam shortly after his entry into the league influenced some key decisions in his life. One was a change of name from Chris Jackson to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf in 1993. And then there was a controversial decision not to stand for the national anthem before games because, according to him, the United States flag was a symbol of oppression. His deviance on this issue created a lot of negative publicity around his name, and ultimately led to his name fading off as quickly as it did. Nevertheless, he'd be forever remembered as one of the players who play the game exactly like Steph Curry, long before Curry even got his driver's license. Up next, we've got an underrated Cavalier star, the player who pioneered the split pick and roll. And no, I am not talking about LeBron. I'm talking about the one and only Mark Price. This OG Splash brother shot 40% from downtown in the low volume era. But the irony is, he wasn't really a high volume player. He averaged just 6.9 points in his rookie season while shooting 45% from the field and boasting 47% from the three. Insane! And guess what? He never had a lower 3-point shooting percentage until he retired in 1998. As ridiculous as that sounds, it's actually true. Unfortunately, he only sank 976 threes throughout his career, which is quite poor considering how deadly he was from outside the arc. And speaking of, how do you think these old head snipers would have performed in today's NBA? Imagine how many threes Abdul-Rauf would grab with a green light today. It's difficult to know because no two eras are the same, but we can look at the stats and try to draw comparisons. For instance, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf attempted a total of 2,433 three-pointers across 8 seasons in the league. Petrovic attempted 583 in 4, and Mark Price gathered 2,428 in 12. In comparison, Steph Curry has so far attempted 9,589 shots from beyond the arc, which is more than what Abdul-Rauf, Petrovic, and Price managed during their time. So clearly, we know that players in this era attempt more threes than legends in the past. This fact is further reinforced by this graph above, which shows the ratio of three-pointers taken by teams each season since 1980. And as you can see, the figure has consistently surged year on year. With that fact established, the next thing to consider is accuracy. Abdul-Rauf on his part had a 3-point accuracy of 35.4%. Price's tally was slightly higher at 40.2%, but Petrovic's 44.9% accuracy was downright outrageous. For context, Steph Curry, who is regarded by many as the greatest shooter of all time, has a career 3-point accuracy of 42.3% only. Considering this, we can argue that Petrovic may have scored just as many threes as Curry if he played the same number of games and be in the same era of NBA as the Golden State Warriors star. And you can't forget, when guys like Abdul-Rauf, Price, and Petrovic were running the show, there were a lot of rules or lack thereof in place, like hand checking, which was designed to benefit defensive players. The league was much more physical on the perimeter then, but after this rule was eliminated in the 2004-05 NBA season, offensive players had more freedom of movement, leading to higher scoring opportunities. Now imagine if Price, Petrovic, and Abdul-Rauf enjoyed the same freedom. They wouldn't just be dangerous. They'd be out there committing arson and all sorts of basketball crimes from the arc. But what do you think? Were they good enough to play in this era of basketball? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to enjoy more exciting videos like this one.